Project Paranormal is an experience-style investigation show. We want the viewer to feel as if they are part of the crew while we journey into some of the most haunted, weirdest, or unexplained locations. Nothing is faked, and there are no scripted reactions. You see what we experience during the investigation. Keep your eyes and ears open as you watch. You may notice something we didn't. Viewer discretion is advised. There are lots of places that fascinate us, and if you've seen with prior episodes, we usually reach out to those locations to see if we can investigate. But sometimes, people reach out to us. And that's what happened in the case of the Avenue Hotel in Douglas, Arizona, where we didn't know much history, but the owner, Robin Breckus, would soon let us know what exactly transpired in her hotel. So tonight we are in Douglas, Arizona, and we are checking out the Avenue Hotel. Can you make a sound or make this chair move? So tonight we are in Douglas, Arizona, and we are checking out the Avenue Hotel. This is a place filled with history. It could almost be a museum itself. Now, the interesting thing about this is it sat dormant with just a single resident owner for many years until recently in 2013, 2014. And we've been graciously invited to come investigate it after the current owner had some interesting things happen. So we're going to go on a tour with her, and then we're going to get started on our investigation.
So this is my hotel. This is the Avenue Hotel. This was called the Merchants Cafe. This building, right what you see from side to side, was the original Avenue Hotel. Built in 1901 out of adobe. And the new side, where you came in, which we'll go to, was added on in 1915. So the new side's only 104 years old. Yeah, so that's that side. And that was added out of bricks and wood. Okay. So I'll show you. But so this is what you got. There were 11 hotel rooms. There was no heat, no running water. These lights used to be gas.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That is very cool.
Yeah, so away we go. This is the poker room.
Wow.
Right? If you're 6 feet tall,
yeah, careful, Mark.
If you're 6 feet tall, you're going to touch the top. This side had no heat and no running water.
Correct.
So you went outside to the toilet and whatever else.
Yeah.
Now I have 2.5 bathrooms for 7 rooms, which is cool.
Yeah.
And if you look here, see the bricks? This was the original southern exposure of this hotel, of the Avenue Hotel. And then they added the new side.
Gotcha.
Over there, out of bricks and wood, kind of lean-to style.
So this window literally leads to the other new part of the building?
Yes, but it literally used to see the outside of the town.
Okay.
So Frank Bruno owned the place. Well, actually, his mom owned it since like the late 20s, 28 or so. Mm-hmm. And Rose Bruno. And she closed it down in 1973 when the railroad went out. Okay. And she just shut it down and lived here until she died in 86. Okay. And then Frank moved in, her son. He had cops here like so many times because he'd hear something. And the cops, I mean, they'd freaking out because, you know, there'd be footsteps or there'd be something. And they wouldn't find something. So
they think somebody was like hiding in here, or he'd think somebody came in.
Well, he would, but he lived here all the time. Yeah. And so I'm thinking it was ghosts. So basically, this is a room that you would get in 1901. You'd get a room with beds, and you had to go outside to the pond. Correct. And whatever else. But now we have toilets on the wall. So there we go. And I have a full barbershop / dentist office right here. Wow. Yeah, this part's cool. You could get your haircut and a shave, but with a straight razor. And this is a upper anterior extraction forceps from the late 1800s. Oh, wow. And if you'd like me to pull your tooth, you can sit. Because I can lean you right back. Take care of that for you. This is Mabel's room. Okay. How cold is that?
Whoa, yeah.
Mabel died in this room in 1905. Ah. So this side was built in 1901. So do you want to hear Mabel's story?
Yeah, tell Mabel's story.
I'll tell you Mabel's story. So Mabel was a waitress and a maid here in 1905. She had a child, a 2-year-old, when she died. Her mom lived in Purtleville, and that's a suburb of Douglas. It's about 2 blocks away.
Okay.
It's right here. Am I right, Daddy? It's right here. And so Mabel had this shop. So Mabel, when she was the ripe old age of 13, was married to a bullfighter from Naco, Sonora, named Alfonso Armenta. Oh, and the reason I know all this stuff is I have all the court documents from 1905. And sometime later, she met and married a man named Frank Farrell. And Frank was a bad guy. Not a badass, a bad
guy,
man.
yeah.
A bad man. And he abused her and he hurt her. And in my court documents that I have a doctor, a local doctor, saying that he stopped Frank from hurting her, and another man named Charles Dahlquist that stopped him from hurting her. And one of them, I don't remember which one right now, one of them was trying to strangle her, and one of them, it was Frank Farrell that was doing this, but one of them caught him trying to strangle her, and one of them caught him smacking her around. She was very nice and pleasant, and everybody loved her, but when Frank was around, she was like a totally different person. So Frank comes this one day, and I think it was a Friday, but he comes, and they have a big fight. And he threatens to kill her if she doesn't go with him to California. And she's like, she didn't want to go, and so he's kind of threatening, and she's crying, and he leaves, Frank leaves. And Mrs. Stevens, who lived kitty corner across the hall, hears it all, and she says, "Come on, Mabel, let's go next door and have a couple drinks." Mabel, she's sitting there, she's perfectly fine, seemingly, and all of a sudden they go to leave, and the bartender testifies that she had 2 or 3 beers. Had she ever had 2 or 3 beers before? Yes. All of a sudden she can't walk. She can't function. So he helps her back, and they bring her here, and she gets in bed, and never to come, I mean, she was alive, but whatever. And so doctors come and pharmacists, it's a morphine overdose. So she was laying here and never got out of bed again. So Mabel dies. And I think he was giving her more morphine.
Yeah, like
that's what I think. So to me, when she died, they found suicide notes here. And I have copies of them.
Oh wow.
I do have copies. So there's 3. One is totally illegible. The second one says, "My darling Mr. Dahlquist, I have taken morphine and don't expect to live." So I think Frank was jealous of Charles Dahlquist. That's what I think. But it says, "My darling Mr. Dahlquist, I have taken morphine and don't expect to live." So that's here. And they're all on Avenue Hotel stationery from back then. And the last one says, "Mama, please don't let them put me underground unless you know I'm truly dead." So Mabel had been married twice, had a 2-year-old son. She died the day after her 18th birthday.
Oh wow.
18 years old. I mean, can you imagine? And all the abuse she suffered and all that stuff, whatever. But I mean, and so Mabel's here. So that's my house.
You don't have a basement or anything, right? Oh, do you?
Okay, I'm gonna need a couple of you guys. Johnny, I'll help you.
Oh, you're serious? It's a big door.
Should we close the door?
No, that's fine.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. This does. Okay.
Yeah, 1901. Remember?
You guys ready?
Yeah. I don't have a flashlight or anything, but
You don't need one. I got
okay, cool. Just watch your step, guys.
How about that boy?
Holy moly! Wow.
Right?
That. Oh,
Right?
that is fantastic.
And Frank said it worked, but
Really?
almost all the radiators are out now.
Yeah.
See, the radiators were only on the new side; they were not on the old side.
Gotcha. That makes
Old
sense.
side, no heat, no
Nothing. Yeah, it was very old
But yeah,
school.
this was for the new side in 1950.
I feel like the new side when they built it was for the more wealthy.
I
And they
think
kept
you're right.
yeah, and the old side they had the poorer folks.
Yeah.
Wow, that's just. I just got to see it a little closer here. Wow.
You can open it up.
Oh no, I don't want to get down there, but man, no, it's just.
Go on.
Okay.
Look at the bottom. That one.
You just pull this way. There we go. Right here.
Yeah.
All right. Who did you burn in here?
I didn't burn anybody yet.
Those are those questions you just gotta ask. So have you had anything weird happen down here?
No.
No, but you're probably not down here often either,
Not
right?
very.
So, yeah, exactly. So, but this chair, even at this chair, it's like, oh, look at.
Well, I just moved that
I
chair.
know.
It looked like it was sitting right here. I mean, I'm like, why was that chair there? But
Every time you come down here, it's in a different place.
I know it.
Nuh-uh.
Isn't that weird?
No,
Why
I
is
know.
that?
Oh, no, because you remember I used to have to crawl up in the...
I know. Yeah, because Johnny's skinny. He did.
So you're saying,
So
that chair moves around? Seems like.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man, I didn't put that in. Yeah, and it's me or her that's down here.
Yeah, we're the only ones.
So I guess now it would be a good time to maybe hear some of the various stories.
Okay. Here's my latest. Why I called you. Johnny and I, since I got back, we're cleaning everything. Right?
Yeah,
'Cause
like, hey, it's been-
dusty
yeah,
and
it's been a
whatever,
while.
and Winter time, we get more people. So, all of my salt and pepper shakers, I would bring like however many I had, and I put them in this bucket. See?
Yeah.
There's salt and pepper shakers in there. And let them soak to get them clean, and then I would have them here draining and
right.
whatever. And then I'd get more salt and pepper shakers and pour them in, right? Like this one. So, and then of course I'll fill them all up and whatever. But, so we've been doing that. But the salt shaker, okay, I guess I didn't get a picture of that because I wasn't thinking ghosts. I was just thinking, what the
whatever.
hell? Oh, yes I do. Okay, this is the first picture. Pepper and salt.
Yeah.
Right there where I told you they were.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay, but look at this.
Yeah.
Why is that like that?
Like a circle, kind of.
Yeah, and with salt all the way around
Yeah.
and on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm looking, I'm like, Johnny, you know, what happened? And he goes, I don't know. I mean, I didn't see it a few minutes ago. Johnny came not long before this and got a garbage bag from right there. He would have seen salt on the
Yeah.
floor. I mean, we've been cleaning. That's what we're doing. So then,
Has there been weird stuff with the salt shakers before, or is this like the first time it's done this thing?
first time with the salt shaker talking about. This was just before I left in May. And honestly, the weirdest thing is, Johnny said, the whole 6 months I've been gone, nothing. So this is this shelf.
Yeah.
See, there's the stove. So Johnny walks in and he goes, Robin! So I come back here and he goes, what the fuck? So we're in the bar, and I had people for dinner, and
Oh man.
all of a sudden, this stuff is
Like
falling off.
falling off.
But how can that fall off? I mean, look, it's not like unstable.
Correct.
Plus it's
And this
sticky.
thing isn't against the wall, so even if the wall moved, this thing wouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
No, and it's got a ledge on the back.
Yeah.
But look, all that stuff
Yeah.
just fell. And so, I mean, it just fell.
So we're actually going to start doing our investigation right now. What makes this one a little more interesting is we do have some people who are currently staying in the hotel, so we have to mind what we're doing. But let's go ahead and start by going to the poker area first.
Yes, both Justin and I noticed a very strong spike near the bar. We're going to go back and investigate that later. Most likely is the power line. It was very consistent. I'm gonna base one bar. How about you?
Yeah. I get a random little spike thing right here, just barely, but it's recreatable. You can check with yours. Right around this.
Yeah. Yeah, flicker. Mine's right.
So this is the Mabel room, where, that was what we heard from what Robin said, Mabel died. So we're gonna go do some EVP work in here. All right. Do have recording session now in Mabel's room. Do have some audio of water fountain out there. You might hear that on here. We're gonna put device on Mabel's bed for audio.
I'll keep sweeping.
See what the temperature is in here. It is 71 degrees in here, and I'm not getting any readings. Mabel, if you're still here in this hotel, in this building, in this room, can you tell us something? Can you give us any sort of sign? I believe we were told that Frank was someone that hurt you a lot. And we just wanted to know if you still hurt from that man. We're not here to hurt you. We're not here to do any harm. We just want to know your story. If you're in here, can you tell us why you're still here? Do you like still being at this hotel? If there was one thing that you could tell us, Mabel, what would it be? Reading has went from 71 to 7. It's been ranging from 71 to 72. It just went to 70 degrees. Just a couple degrees colder. This room just in general feels colder, but it is most likely just due to the location. But this is one of the cooler rooms in the whole building. And the old portion of the building, as Robin said, has no heating and no running water. Right? Was that right?
Yeah, and the sun does not set on this side of the
Correct.
building, so it is cooler than the other.
Correct.
half. So Mabel, is it true? Do you believe that you were poisoned? Or, as the story goes, you committed suicide?
With morphine. Right? Tell us if that's true or not. Mabel, I'm gonna lay down here.
It is said that Frank would come and hover over you? Was it malicious? Was he delivering poison to you? Or was it something else?
Did you love Frank? Did you hate Frank?
Is anyone getting any vibes or feels?
My eyes feel warm.
Then the general chill of the room, I'm not getting any uneasiness.
No, I don't. From what she described about her, I don't feel like we would feel any ill things with Mabel.
Maybe she was at peace when she finally went.
Or happy that she was gone from the torture. All right. Okay. All right, Mabel, we're gonna leave your room. We're now in a barbershop slash dentist room, as Robin noted. Fascinating room. I'm gonna sit in here. This is where people both got their shave and their teeth pulled. I don't know if I'd ever get both of them done at the same time, but was it normal for them to combine the two?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was the first thing they had before general practitioners. They had all the best sharp tools.
So if there's anybody in here, would you like to give me a shave? Or maybe pull out one of my teeth? I can't tell you if I have cavities or not, but that's your job. 69 degrees in here, so we're going up a temperature notch.
You know, it still feels warmer than Mabel's, though.
Oh, it definitely feels warmer in here, in general. How many people got their teeth pulled or their hair cut in this very room?
Was there a lot of pain?
This is my favorite room, for sure.
Not the basement?
No, the basement's definitely not my favorite room. The problem with big buildings like this, in general, when they look the same, is you get lost. Or you're like, did I go that way? Or did I go the other way? Did I go towards the camera, or was I going that way? This is the suite, okay.
Kill this light?
Sure.
It's hard.
Yeah, you gotta push.
I grew up in a house like that.
So I remember she turned the lights on, right?
Yeah.
What's that room? Is that part of this room?
goes.
Well, that's a common bathroom.
Oh, that's the door right there.
Oh.
Oh my god, this is
Yeah.
that thing.
Did that scare you?
Yeah.
Because it scared me earlier. I'm gonna check with this thing in this room with this one, because this one's the only one I haven't checked with. Yeah. Yeah, that spike's huge. Yeah, that spike's huge. Okay, yeah. It's another room. Not picking up anything. I think other than down in the bar area, I haven't had any spikes of electromagnetic. It's cold in this room. Yeah, like right over here. This room feel cold to you, Mark?
Oh yeah, very.
Yeah, it says it's 70 in here.
We'll give it a second to
Yeah.
acclimate.
A little crooked. It's kind of funny because, like, her story about things being crooked, I'm looking at things and, like, it's like some things are straight and then it's like, I swear there's a lot of things that are crooked. Could just be a mental psyche thing, but it's just an interesting observation. Like this.
Unless we leave a camera facing a bunch of photos.
Yeah, like this is crooked. It's not crooked now. But it was. Oh. Well, that's weird. I'm getting the like the batteries down on this, but I haven't used it that much.
Is it double A?
No, it's one of those guys. The 9-volt. I wonder if that light died because I don't see it anymore. Although it could be further back. Well. Okay, the light that was on in here is definitely off now.
Yeah.
So, if there's anyone down here that wants to make their presence known, speak now or show us a sign. We're all alone down here in the basement. 65 degrees. I'm gonna put the audio recorder on too.
The owner was saying that sometimes you'd find that chair moved about.
Well, all over, really. They're saying sometimes they'd see it in different spots. So, all right, EVP session in the basement recording. You know what? Let's put it on the chair. $64 in here. All right, we're here in the basement. We're recording. If you have anything to say, say it into the microphone. What are you doing here?
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿So trabajan aquí?
We hear you like to make this chair move. Is that true? Do you want to make the chair move now? I'm sitting right next to it. Move the chair. Go on. Move the chair. Right here.
If you had to work down here, down in the boiler, it's hard work. Please have a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
All right, we got two people's hands on the chair now.
Channeling our energy. Borrow some of it if you need to communicate with us.
Can you make a sound using our energy? Or make this chair move? Or grab one of our hands.
Unless you weren't touching me.
Uh-uh.
I felt like the hairs on my finger were
Being
standing
touched?
up.
No, I didn't touch you. Oh, sorry. Sorry. That was me.
Yeah, you're pressing
That was me.
arm.
I leaned forward a little too much. Whew, I stood up and I just felt, I just feel like,
Lightheaded.
no, I just got like the shivers. Whew.
Rafters.
Wow, there's like a dead lizard or something, bones all in here.
Oh yeah.
It's like a lizard, right?
Bird?
Or a bird. I was gonna say we should start wrapping up. The only other thing I might think about doing is us going into each of us going into Mabel's room for like a few minutes.
Solo.
Yeah, solo.
Solo session in Mabel's room. Turn that flashlight down.
Well, that wraps up this investigation at the Avenue Hotel. As you can see, it's a very extremely awesome location filled with tons of history and extremely welcoming. And the lovely Robin has actually said that she would even allow us to come back for a further investigation. So until then, stay paranormal.